Hey guys, welcome to my Wednesday night webinar. So tonight I wanted to talk about this concept of bio-individuality. Now, it sounds something simple, and it is, but for some reason a lot of people never heard of it. And I also want to talk about how I came to realization about this too, because this was something that up until maybe like 5, 6 years ago, I never heard about either. So if I didn't know about it, I would imagine a lot of people didn't know about it either. So the concept of bio-individuality really just means that we're all different. We all need to eat different things, and we all require different things, and there is not a one set eating approach for everybody. And that's like, duh, we know that. But for some reason, a lot of people still don't get this. And I don't necessarily think it's their fault. I think we're all kind of under this impression that there's this like holy grail diet out there, and they're all trying to find out what that is, right? We have all these nutritionists, scientists working really hard all the time, trying to do experiments, figuring out what's the best thing to eat, what we shouldn't eat, and everyone's trying to look for like the best diet that, you know what I mean? We're all trying to striving for like this perfect, way of eating that, you know, we don't know what it is, but there has to be something. And it's like, well, it should be more simple than that, right? So when I first figured that everybody requires something different to eat was, based on my own experience. And this was maybe around like, I think 2015, when I was still muddling through myself, and that was back when I actually saw the keto diet for the first time. Remember, this is 2015. This is way before it was like mainstream, right? So when I first saw it, and it was the first time I've ever heard about it, it was kind of through like the healthy living channels a little bit, but it was still not really being discussed the same way it is now. Again, it's very mainstream now. Most people never even heard of it like 6 years ago. But when I first heard it, it was through one of the health coaches I was following online. And when she approached it, it was very from a science perspective. And she was, you know, referencing research journals, like all these things. And that's when I was like, huh, this, this makes sense to me. And she was talking about the science behind fats and why we need fats in our diet, why we need fats for hormones. And I was like, maybe that's my problem. So I started adding more fat to my diet at this time. I did try keto for a short time, and I actually liked it, but like any other diet, when you're getting that restrictive, obviously you can't stick with it for very long, you know what I mean? So, but what I learned from that experience was I need more fat in my diet because I realized that I felt better, right? And then I was like, whoa, why don't I know this? Why am I just doing one switch and I instantly feel better, right? And that's when I started realizing that this concept that we all need something different, we all require different needs, and why aren't we not eating more fat? Again, that was like another epiphany to me too. So that's when I started realizing that there's this concept of bio-individuality. I didn't know that term yet, but the concept is what I had come to the realization. And then when I got trained and certified as a coach, that's when I learned that term, and everything I was thinking was validated at that time, right? So, it still sounds so simple, but why aren't people, either if they know it, they're still not applying it, right? They're still trying to find this like holy grail perfect diet, right? And there's no perfect diet. There's just not. Sorry to break it to you, but there's just not. You're going to require something different right now than you did 5 years ago, than you will 10 years from now. You know what I mean? At each stage of your life, you're going to require different nutrients, different ways of eating. So how you eat now is going to be different than how you're going to eat later on, or how you ate before, right? So then it's like, well, how do I know what works for me now? And the only way you're going to do it is by taking a step back and A, doing a little trial and error, and B, really paying attention to what's going on with your body. I cannot stress that enough because I still don't see people doing it. I still see people just trying to find fads or the best, greatest thing or counting calories or whatever it is, instead of just really stepping back and saying, after I eat this food, how do I feel after eating it? So many people are just still not doing that, right? They're still kind of just muddling through or ignoring things, right? Or, they're just not really just not paying attention. So my advice would be, you can, you want to do it for real, you can literally write out everything you eat and then writing out how you feel every day. So I've actually have done this exercise. I do with my students every semester, but as the coach, depending on the client, if they need it, I also have them do this exercise too, and you learn so much. So you would track, you have to take a little diary, but you have to track your food. And honestly, I don't recommend tracking macros or calories. You can, but I think it leads to, I don't want to say disordered eating, but it kind of can make you a little neurotic about what you're eating, and it misses the point. The number makes no difference. It's what the food is doing to you. And the only way you're going to know what the food is doing to you is if you track the food and then you track how your body feels. So track your sleep, how well you're sleeping, track how your energy levels throughout the day. So I always suggest time stamping everything, your food and when you're noting a specific thing, tracking your moods, tracking your digestion, right? Digestion is such a big piece too. And again, a lot of people are still ignoring symptoms that may be not good digestion, or they're thinking things are normal. All right, there's a lot of digestion problems that are not normal. Okay, and we can discuss that either offline or another talk if you guys want. But again, those are things you should track. And again, tracking your physical symptoms too, like when you're breaking out or whatever it is, right? So then you would go back to your food and your observations and basically find patterns, right? It's truthfully that simple. I mean, if I can do this with college kids, and they always find something, right? They always think I'm crazy when I tell them this, but they always go back and find something. Then anybody can. It's really not that hard. But if you need help, again, that's what I do. So if you think that you're not eating the right things, but you still don't know what that could be, or if there's something you need to be adding in or taking away, and you still can't figure it out, please send me a message. I would love to help you. I mean, that's literally what I do, is to help people figure this stuff out. So send me a message, right? Just say, hey, I need help. Show me what I'm eating, what I'm doing wrong, right? And that's what I would love to help you with. I would also recommend signing up for my wait list for my nutrition course, because I make things so simple. I break down what fats are doing to your body. I break down what carbs are doing to your body, and proteins and micronutrients. People still don't understand the importance of micronutrients, right? Um, in such a simplistic way, but still giving you the science and the reasoning behind it. And it's really like six sessions, like 45 minutes long. It's such a quick thing. So I would definitely put your name on the wait list for that. So when that gets online, so you know when that's available. But that's basically it. If there's any questions, please let me know. Please comment below that you've seen this talk and you enjoyed it. Or if you have any questions or comments, anything, just let me know, okay? And I hope you guys have a good night, and I'll see you same place next week. Bye.